Milgram showed how one authority can bend an individual. Now let's see what happens to us inside a group, where our sense of being a separate person can start to dissolve. Sometimes the mere presence of others changes how we perform. On simple, well-practiced tasks, an audience boosts performance. That's social facilitation. But on hard, unfamiliar tasks, that same audience makes us worse, because the pressure interferes. The presence of others amplifies whatever our dominant response is. Now flip it around. When we're part of a group working toward a shared goal, and our individual effort can't be measured, many of us quietly slack off. That's social loafing, the tendency to put in less effort in a group than we would alone. It's why a four-person team often produces less than four people working separately. Responsibility gets spread thin, and so does effort. The most dangerous group effect on our individual identity is Deindividuation, the loss of self-awareness and personal responsibility that can happen in a group, especially when we feel anonymous. People do things in an anonymous crowd they'd never do alone. This is the psychology behind mob behavior and online cruelty. When the spotlight is off the individual, the normal brakes come off too. Groups also make worse decisions than we'd expect. Irving Janis described groupthink, when a tight-knit group's hunger for harmony and agreement overrides realistic appraisal of the options. Dissent gets suppressed, doubts go unspoken, and the group marches confidently toward a bad decision that none of them alone might have endorsed. Groupthink has been blamed for political and military disasters, where everyone in the room privately had doubts, but no one wanted to break the consensus. And then, there's one of the most studied effects of all, the bystander effect. The more people who witness an emergency, the less likely any one of them is to help. This seems backward until you understand the mechanism, diffusion of responsibility. When you're the only witness, the responsibility to act is entirely yours. But when 20 people are watching, each one assumes someone else will step in, and so often no one does. Remember Latane and Darley from our very first chapter. This is their work, the finding that overturned the common sense belief that crowds make us safer. The lesson runs through this entire segment. We like to think of ourselves as steady individuals, but the group reshapes us, dampening our effort, loosening our restraint, and clouding our judgment. In the final segment, we turn to the most consequential social attitudes of all, how we come to like, hate, and harm one another.